entire complex used to be under one roof.
Oh.
This church over here, the church that used to be over there, stretched from here to the wall that we've just seen. One big church. Many different events were mentioned in this church. Okay, today it's divided. This is Roman Catholic Church called Mary Dormition, Dormitzion. Believe that this is the place that Mary fell asleep, because for Roman Catholic she did not die naturally. And the Last Supper room that we're going to visit is just over there in the second floor. Okay, this complex also include on its ground floor a synagogue that's called David Tomb Synagogue. Okay, now is it really David Tomb? We don't know, but as I told you, the traditions are important, and later on we'll have the opportunity to visit it. Okay, now in a few minutes I'll say more words about David Tomb, but let's start with the Last Supper. Okay, so I'm reading from Matthew 26:17. On the first day of the feast, of the unleavened bread, like the one that I just brought you, right? The disciple came to Yeshua and asked, "Where do you want us to make preparation for you to eat the Passover?" Important to understand, Passover refer to the holiday, refer to the offering, and refer to the meal. Okay? So the word Passover for all three of them. The offering, the holiday, and the meal. Preparation for you to eat the Passover, that's mean the offering. Okay? He replies, "Go into the city to a certain man and tell him, the teacher said, my appointed time is near. I'm going to celebrate the Passover with my disciple at your house." So the disciple did as Yeshua has directed them and prepared the Passover. When evening came, Yeshua was reclining at the table with the 12, and while they were eating, he said, "I tell you the truth, one of you will betray me." They were very sad and began to say to him one after the other, "Surely not I, Lord." Yeshua replied, "The one who has dipped his hand into the bowl with me will betray me. The Son of Man will go just as it's written about him. But woe to the man who betrayed the Son of Man. It would be better for him if he had not been born." Then Judas, the one who would betray him, said, "Surely not I, Rabbi?" And Yeshua answered, "Yes, it is you." Okay? So we see from the beginning that Yeshua knew what's going to happen. Yeshua knew who is going to betray him and why. And we talked about it, that he decided to embrace it and to follow it and do it. Okay? But I want to talk a little bit about the meaning of the Passover. The Passover is the holiday of what?
From Egypt.
The liberation from Egypt. It's a liberation from Egypt, okay? And it's also a symbol for the Israelite becoming a people. Before that, they were family. But when they leave Egypt, they become a people. They become united. And how is it to be? What is the Passover originally? The offering. With offering to God with the blood, they were protected. They were saved because of the offering. Okay? And we see over here the same idea. Yeshua is willing to be this offering to save his people, to make the people a people. But now, unlike in Egypt, the people are not family anymore. The people are nations.
Yep.
Okay? And Yeshua is willing to make them a people, all the nation, to make them one. Okay? With being the offering. Willing to be the offering. The same idea of the Passover, but on much larger scale. Instead of having an offering to make families a people, having an offering to make nation a people. In a minute, I'm going to prove it. So, what other events take place over here? In the same place. What other events happening here in the same place? When the day of Pentecost came. They were all together in one place. Suddenly, a sound like a blowing of a violent wind came from heaven and filled the whole house where they were sitting. They saw what seems to be tongues of fire that separated and came to rest on each of them. Tongues of fire. Once again, when we read the New Testament, we need to remember the Old. Tongues of fire is a description that is taken from somewhere. Where is it taken from? The burning bush. In the Bible, the description of the burning bush is with tongues of fire. So we see once again the burning bush, God's presence over here. Okay? We see the connection to the liberation from Egypt, right? All of them were filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in other languages as the Spirit enabled them. Now they're staying in Jerusalem, God-fearing Jews from every nation under heaven. When they heard the sound, the crowd come together because each one heard them speaking in his own language. Utterly amazed, they asked, not all those people are speaking Galileans? What do we have over here? We have an amazing event, and this is an event that everyone can speak, people speaking in their own language. And the people here, the Galileans, they never spoke those languages before, but now they can do it. And what we see over here is the completely opposite of another biblical event. This is a correction of situation. This is the correction of the punishment that God punished the people of Babylon. People of Babylon were proud. They wanted to get close to God. So they thought that they will build something magnificent, they will be close to God. Okay, so what God did, made them speak in different languages. They could not understand each other. Okay, and they were scattered to different nations.
Yep.
But what do we have over here?
United.
The reverse. The people will be united. There is no language barrier anymore between people. They all speak the same language and the same idea. Okay? All the nation become one people. Okay? So you see, it's the same idea. And the last thing that I'll tell you, according to the traditions, over there was King David's tomb. The Jewish tradition said that King David passed away on Pentecost. Okay? King David was the king of all of Israel. Okay? But his descendant Yeshua is the king of all. And we see that it's all happening in order, in the location, with a lot of sense behind it. Okay? A lot of logic. Nothing is random. Okay? There is meaning to everything. So, this is why this place is so sensitive. Because it's the fact that there is King David tomb location over there, it's make it holy for Jews, and it's make it also holy for Muslims that made this place a mosque. But this is also the Last Supper room or the upper room, according to some traditions. So it's making holy for the Christians as well. Okay, so this place is super sensitive, and like many other places, the States of Israel that does not want to go into, we have enough war for geopolitics, we don't want to get any more war for religion and religious idea. The States of Israel decided to adopt the old laws that determined, it's called the status quo, that determine who is allowed to practice where. So like, it's not up to change it. It's not up to us to change it. The way that people practice in the past, this is how they could practice today. We do not want to tell other people this is not holy, this is holy, and we'll keep the old tradition. So this is the position where the States of Israel is. So because in Muslim time, in Ottoman time, Christians, for example, were not allowed to practice over there. So today as well, Christians are not allowed to practice over there, although many Christians want to practice. Many Jews want to practice in the Temple Mount, but the States of Israel say no, in the past Jews did not practice. We will keep this situation for the time being because we don't want to have any more wars on our heads. So what I want to see, I believe the Last Supper room is open. If not from here, maybe from the other side. Let's check. Okay?